I just don't understand. It's insanely bizarre to me. But again, I don't understand a lot of stuff about different people. Everyone's different. I think it's a mental thing with this guy. Seriously, I think it's like some kind of a mental block where he just can't do it. I don't know if he's scared or embarrassed or whatever, you know, I don't know.
Urban style individual.
What's up with y'all? Hopefully this video finds you in good spirits, and if not, well, at least you not DSP. And as of late, it appears that Phil is having a hard time keeping other people's name out his mouth. So let's get into it.
Wings can't get into his old EA account because he got locked out and it's linked to a dead phone number, so he can't play the beta. Why doesn't he make a new account? It's not hard to make a new account. What are you talking about? You can easily make one right now.
So out the gate, we have smug side Phil, and it's always rich when he has all the answers for everyone else's problems, but he never has the answers for his own problems.
What, is he not going to play the finished game too? It doesn't make any sense. It's linked to his PlayStation Network account. Why is Wings of Redemption playing on PlayStation Network? Why is get a PC? Stop playing on console. Time to evolve. Time to evolve. Time to level up. You're playing on console in 2025, competitive FPS. What is your major malfunction, son?
Well, some people don't spend their afternoon screaming about latency and lag. All right. Many people purchase things because it's the right purchase for whatever they have going on. You purchase things as trinkets to show to other people. So for you, naturally, you struggle with the idea of somebody just purchasing what they need because you got a closet full of garbage that you bought with the sole purpose of showing off to other people and had no other use for it outside of that. Most people, Phil, are resourceful, and that's why we don't have money problems like you.
Get a PC. He's broke. I've heard the opposite. I heard he's not broke. I heard that he made good money and he's all paid up on his mortgage and he's good.
Once again, Phil, it sounds like you are in the verse. Are you a frequenter of lolcow Live? I'm gonna let him continue.
Streamer mode? I should put on streamer mode for Battlefield. Absolutely, I should do that. Don't I have all the consoles? I do, but you notice now that I have the option to choose, I play on PC as often as I possibly can.
Well, you just said that he made a bunch of money on lolcow Live, so obviously he has the option as well, Phil. He's obviously choosing not to.
Remember how mad I got when people told me to get a PC? Yeah, because I said I couldn't afford it. That was the thing. It's not that I didn't want to game on PC. It's that gaming on PC is incredibly expensive. Literally right now, I have a $3,000 gaming PC and a roughly $2,000 capture and streaming PC in order to be a PC gamer. Do you see the problem? You need like $5,000 to be a PC gamer.
You do not have to spend $5,000 to be a PC gamer. You had to spend that much money because you didn't know what you were purchasing. And that's usually how it goes. The less you know, the more you spend. That's why when you go into a mechanic shop and you got the puppy dog eyes, you already know what time it is. They about to charge you out the wazoo because they know you don't know. And this is why I said what I said, right? This is all about him flexing. He couldn't wait to tell you how much he paid for those PCs, even though I thought before he said they were donated, but I might be wrong about that. Then he goes on to talk about how he didn't want to go get into PC gaming because it was quote unquote too expensive. Phil, you never seen a product that you didn't like. And we know the real reason why you didn't want to get into PC gaming is because you didn't have the technical acumen to set things up. Because how many tech streams did he have when he bought these two computers? It was crazy because prior to that, you had that same laptop, according to you, for almost 10 years, right? So you weren't even interested in trying to learn that stuff until you absolutely had to. But now, since you're on the other end of it, Phil's going to slam the door and act like he's above people.
The entry to get into it is really rough. Now that I'm into it, I should be okay. This PC should probably be good for many years, right? I don't need to constantly keep upgrading. I should be fine for a while. You know what I mean? For what I'm to understand, Wings made good money when he was with the lolcow shit. He paid up, his mortgage is paid up and he's good there. He's not going to lose his house or whatever. He should be able to afford a gaming PC, and he should get one. He should stop with this nonsense of console plebeian existence. If you're going to do FPS games, you should be on PC. That is the exclusive way to play it.
That's not the exclusive way to play it. Exclusive is referring to restrictions, Phil. You can play Call of Duty on other platforms. What is this dude talking about? Now, he could say it's the definitive way to play it, but maybe he's not looking for the premier experience because what he has is enough. Like for a lot of people, we get what we need and that's fine. We're not overly concerned with what other people think about us, so we don't have all these toys and nonsense that we don't need to impress people that we don't even know.
Would I ever do a 1v1 marathon against Wings to rake in views and piss off LTG? Well, number one, you would have to be in something cross-platform because I'm not going to play on PlayStation. I'm not going to degrade myself down to that level. I only play FPS games on PC. So we'd have to find a game that's cross-platform so I could step down to the plebeian console level. So that's number one.
You ever notice that the only jokes, quote unquote jokes that Phil laughs at are his own? And isn't it funny that he's still stuck into this, 7 and 10-year-old conversation of this PC master ways console plebeian? Like, nobody cares about that shit, dude. We're all grown, all right? People are purchasing what they need. We're not concerned with what this guy said or what little Jimmy's wearing or what they're going to say when I go to school the next day. What are you talking about?
Just got to get that straight. Number two, I would crush him. I would absolutely crush him because I'm on console, I'm on PC, excuse me. Even if he's actually better than me, it won't matter because he's going to be so nerfed and limited by playing on a controller. Well, I have this gaming keyboard and mouse with almost zero latency. Even though they're wireless, they have zero latency. Yeah, I have this good equipment. It's like playing a game of baseball against someone who's using a wiffle bat. You know what I'm saying? It's just, you can't compete.
Look how out of touch he is. Phil, some of the greatest athletes in the world started off very poor, come from very poor countries, especially when you're talking about a sport like baseball. And they end up being some of the best ball players on the planet. So once again, Phil has no idea what he's talking about. And since he's so inept mentally, he has an over-reliance on his tools. This is why he's emphasizing equipment so much. Now, I don't know much about Wings of Redemption, and I'm not saying he's a great entertainer. And I want to preface that because I don't need none of his weirdos coming here talking about I'm caping for him. You got your guy, and I got mine. But it's very obvious that Phil here is trying to provoke Wings of Redemption in some type of way. And I'm not saying he's like poking him hard, but he is poking him.
But here's the truth, all right? I would hang out with Wings on a show, whether it's a podcast, an interview, whatever. Just shoot the shit with this guy and talk with him for a while. I think it would be entertaining and fun to do. I would play against Wings in a video game. I would do that as a challenge. The FPS challenge, DSP versus Wings, and Call of Duty and Battlefield. They try to play each other or whatever. Totally 100% I would do that.
These grandiose ideas, Phil, are not nearly as lucrative as you think they are going to be, Phil. Could you really imagine Darksydephil and Rings of Redemption on the same stream talking about what? Talking about what? It wasn't until Keemstar grabbed up Wings that he became semi-entertaining in ways that he would like to be, right? So you need a wrangler, Phil. You need a handler. You need a PPP. You need a Keemstar. These are not things that you can do on your own. I couldn't imagine you two sitting up there on stream for 3 hours, boring everybody to death.
Wings, I'm sorry, he will never do it. If he was going to do it by now, he already would have. There have been numerous opportunities for us to do this. I've made myself open and available to it. I've DM'd him about it multiple times. He is not interested. So I just want to say it. It doesn't matter what he says in his content. It doesn't matter what he says on a stream. It doesn't matter what he says in a post. He's not interested. Because if he were, he would have accepted by now.
Okay. So if you understand that, then what is all this about? This is obviously a ploy to try to get him to respond to you. But you, by your own admission, is saying that he's not interested whatsoever. So why don't you just pick up on the cues and leave the man alone? It's a damn shame that somebody has to give you an audible no for you to get it. Okay. Everybody's language is not audible. Some people speak by avoidance. Okay. It's pretty obvious that he has no interest in doing any crossovers with you in terms of video games, podcasting, nothing. He got his own shit going on, Phil.
And it gets to the point where you just don't care anymore. You know what I mean? Like literally, I just don't care. You know, he claims, oh, I have no ill will against Phil. Oh, I'd love to play against Phil. I'd love to hang out with him. I'll do a show. He won't do it. He just won't. He won't do it.
So just because he decides he doesn't want to interact with you, you think he has ill will? Now you just said he doesn't have ill will. Why won't he collab with me? Phil, he can be in the middle. Why does he have to pick a side? Just because he doesn't have any ill will towards you means he has to collaborate with you. What's your problem? See, but that's Phil's entitlement kicking in. He feels like Wings owes him something. No, he don't. He feels like Wings owes him something because Phil believes it will be lucrative, right? Which we know is nonsense. But this is the same thing that he tried with LTG. And this is very obvious to me that, Phil, something is going on behind the scenes with your finances because you have been trying so hard as of late to drum up drama while claiming that you're not.
How many times can I offer and he just ignores me? So there's no point anymore. And even if he contacted me, which I don't think he ever would, but even if he contacted me to do something, what's to say that he won't just change his mind and start ignoring me again? So at that point, you get to the point where you just don't care. And I'll be honest, I think it's a mental thing. I think this guy has like commitment issues. He has this weird nervousness, like maybe social anxiety or something. I don't know what it is. It's just freaking bizarre.
So why would you make a definitive statement saying that it's a mental condition or a mental issue, and then in the next sentence saying you don't know? This dude is always double talking. So because he don't want to do something with you, he has a mental condition. This is the same approach that he takes with detractors or anybody who disagrees with him.
That he was able for a year to be part of lolcow content where he did a podcast, where he was going out and doing stunts. That was all fine, no problem. But he can't just get on a show with me and have a conversation. He can't just play a game. That he can do from the safety of his own house in his comfort zone, right? No big deals. But he can't do that, but he could do lolcow live for like a year. You know what I mean?
So you just explained why it's not a mental issue and it's more than likely a DSP issue, right? Because you try to paint him as a recluse in the shut-in, and I'm sure to a certain degree he is. But we can at least say that he went outside his comfort zone and went on lolcow live, regardless of how you feel about the show. That's outside of Wings' comfort zone. He also went to the UK and fought in front of a live audience. All right. So he's shown that he's at least willing to commit to things outside of his comfort zone, unlike you, Phil. So knowing all of that he did all those things, it's very obvious that he just doesn't want to deal with you because he's shown that he's willing to go out and do things.
I just don't understand. It's insanely bizarre to me. But again, I don't understand a lot of stuff about different people. Everyone's different. I think it's a mental thing with this guy. Seriously, I think it's like some kind of a mental block where he just can't do it. I don't know if he's scared or embarrassed or whatever, you know, I don't know.
Here Phil is again projecting. Now he mentioned terms like before he said from the safety of his own home, and I don't know if he's scared. Scared of what, Phil? What? Scared of what? You act like the guy doesn't stream himself. What would he be doing on your platform that's any different or any more embarrassing than that? What are you talking about, dude?
His mind is an emotional minefield. Jeez. I mean, you guys remember, this is going back many, many years. This is before, you know, I ever reacted to the Wings of Redemption documentaries. This is before Wings was on lolcow live. This is before the Kino Casino stuff. Years ago. All right. People were asking me about Wings and saying, would you do something with Wings of Redemption? And I was like, I don't know anything about the guy, you know, at all. And if I remember, there was a little bit of talk between us And then he lied about emails and stuff, remember?
No, I don't know the extent to what he's talking about, but his story sounds very shaky. His body language, the way he's saying it, it's a lot of uncertainty there. So I'm definitely not going to take his word for it.
Like, basically, he, like, didn't respond to me or something. Like, I remember we had a back and forth via email, and then he totally lied. Like, he said something like he had sent me an email or responded to an email, but in reality, he hadn't. And then later on, he admitted, no, I lied about the whole thing. He's just weird like that. Like, I feel like the guy has mental blocks or something. Like, he would like to do something, a collab, but he just can't bring himself to do it. There's something there in the way that's preventing him from doing it. And I don't know if it's emotional. I don't know if it's like fear.
You need to stop speaking on things that you don't understand. Stop theory crafting in front of people because your mouth is writing checks that your ass can't cash. You're making really, really strong statements about a guy that you claim you want to collaborate with. What incentive does he have to do anything with you when you sitting here talking about you want to do something with him, yet he has a mental issue? Do you even understand what you're saying?
I don't know what it is, but it's just bizarre. Very bizarre, his behavior in that regard. If he really has no problem with me, which he claims that, you know, he likes me and stuff, then why would you ignore me when I contact you and I offer to do stuff?
Because he has nothing to gain from doing anything with you. Because once again, you let the opportunity slip through your fingers. The time for you to collab with Wings with Redemption is before the advent of lolcow Live. Once he got on there and tasted that revenue, that boost and all that, there was no way he was ever going to collab with darksydephil because what would he really get out of it? You're the only person that would probably gain from that. Because once again, Phil, you don't really have anything to offer anybody. You don't. If people come into your orbit, it hurts their cachet. It hurts their reputation. So people who are in this space and are smart do wisely and choose to avoid you. Even other lolcows, Phil.
Which I think, listen, I'm not saying that Wings and I would do an ongoing lengthy show. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying have one stream where we're both just hanging out. Do a gameplay session where we just play the same game against each other or in the same party even, right? It could work, right? I don't get it. I don't understand it. You guys are saying he's lazy. I mean, fair enough, but again.
No, I want to emphasize the fact that Phil has autonomy over these streams, meaning he chooses what is brought to the light in terms of what the conversation is. Now, it's one thing for something to be written word or text, right? But it's another thing for him to give it life by speaking it into existence. He's choosing these comments because he feels like it's supplementing his storytelling or what he's trying to say about Wings of Redemption. But on the flip side, he can maintain deniability by saying, well, I didn't bring it up. It was the chat that brought it up and I was entertaining an audience. So naturally, I fed into the conversation, but it wasn't a conversation that I started, which couldn't be further from the truth, Phil, because we know you'll go entire streams sometimes ignoring the kick chat and then acknowledge that you're ignoring the kick chat. So you're picking and choosing, but for whatever reason, you chose this.
I feel like, for me anyway, the times when I take a chance to get out of my comfort zone, listen, they don't always pan out, and we know this, right? Like, I've tried some things that did not work, but for the most part, if you know that trying something new is going to at least benefit you, even in the short term, at least give it one try, you know? Like some of the stuff that I put a lot of effort into, like rebooting Smart Guys or trying a Lego stream. And so I had to set up multiple cameras and angles and things, right? They didn't work out long term, but I did have some short-term success because of them, which I'm grateful for. So it was worth the effort, even though the shows didn't pan out to be, you know, I'm still not building Legos and I'm still not doing wrestling commentary. But for the short time that I did them, they were fun and I made some money. So I don't see the problem there. You know what I mean? So I don't get it.
Once again, Phil struggles with the idea of business and commerce. Why would Rings of Redemption come on your stream for 3 hours when he can be doing lolcow live or even his own stream and probably make far more money? Right, Phil? Isn't that the reason that you gave to Kino Casino for not doing certain things because you felt like in that moment it would not be beneficial for you? So in the same vein, Wings feels like some type of collab with you would not be beneficial for him. So what you should do is stop annoying him and just respect his decision. It's not that deep. You're starting to act like a stalker ex-girlfriend. Seriously, LTG put you down. You licked your wounds. You got up and you shook yourself out of the haze, and now you got your sights on Wings of Redemption. Then what you gonna do? Go after Boogie? Go after Keemstar? Like, dude, get your life together, bro. This is pathetic. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.
Urban style content. I'm dead.